Hello, welcome to Proto GT at Sonoma this week. Today, Sen, Randy Chinitz with Josh Mertz. Josh, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic, as I was not really paying attention. I was
I can
instead
tell.
playing with rubber bands.
That's why I actually started the broadcast for whatever reason. That's the exact opposite from what usually happens.
I'm good
You usually don't let me talk, just like Audi didn't let Toyota lead a single lap. But it's okay.
So,
It's okay.
I shall take over now, and you shall never talk again. Anyway,
It's fine
hello
with me.
everyone. Welcome here to the Sonoma Raceway in Sonoma, California. We are here at the 2.52 mile, 12-turn road course in the vineyards of California. So the drivers are going to have some wine while they drive and probably crash, but that'll be very interesting.
Good to see you read the brochure.
Yes, I read the brochure. I'm sitting here with it
Brochure.
up here in the commentary box. As we haven't been broadcasting for a couple weeks, as last week Randy was doing something else. Zolder, there was the Canadian Grand Prix.
No, last week I'm not even gonna lie. I just slept through my alarm and I woke up an hour into the race.
Watkins Glen, you are at the Green Hell, so we have not been here since Sebring, and it hasn't really changed.
Why are you yelling at me?
So, so we will go through the onboard lap for the HPD ARX 01C, narrated by yours truly. It's a very awful lap. So here we are at the Sonoma Raceway, the 2.52 mile, 12-turn road course in Sonoma, California. Here is your onboard lap in the HPD ARX 01C. We come off the final corner and cross the line. Turn 1 flat out in the HPD. So you go up the hill, under the bridge, to turn number 2. Very, very slippery. You'll see here on high fuel, you're sliding all over the track. You have to get back to the gas really early, but you can't do it, otherwise you'll spin. Turn number 2, left, right, brake really late right there. Clip the curb to slide the car out in order to take turn number 4. Down the hill, through turn 5, which is flat out in the HPD, up the hill to turn 6, the carousel. Very, very tricky corner, almost kind of like an oval corner, because you can't pick up the throttle until the middle of the corner right there. Back out onto the drag strip for a short moment here. You're going to turn left, heading to the hairpin, turn 7, which you got to get the braking really late, but not that late, and not go over and miss both apexes. And now you're going to rejoin the main track and go down the S's into turn number 8. Clip the curbs on the inside to turn 8A right here. Make sure you get all the way to the outside for turn number 9. Hug the curb on the left to turn in really late for turn 10. Very, very tricky full throttle. You can clip the curb, smash the wall, and brake really, really late for turn 11, the hairpin. Best overtaking opportunity on the circuit, but it's really, really slow, and you got to get the power on really, really early. And down the straightaway through turn 12. That was a lap at the very, very fun Sonoma Raceway. So that was the onboard lap in the HPD. As you can see, it's a very slippery racetrack, at least in the HPD. Randy, could you describe it? How is it in the Ford?
It's a royal pain in the butt. It's slippery. It's not much grip in any facet. Once you get the car set up to, hey, now the car turns, it's like, okay, now the car spins. And then it doesn't spin, and then you're like, hey, I turn the wheel and absolutely nothing happens.
As we are going to see if we can get into the race here. As this is one of the better circuits on the Proto GT calendar, I have to say. Last week, Road Atlanta, obviously home of Petit Le Mans, so that's a proper racetrack. Zolder was okay, but there wasn't a lot of people to race anyway because of the Canadian Grand Prix, so you couldn't really judge it. But Sonoma, it's an interesting track, and it's really tricky to pass lower class cars.
Yeah. Yeah, it was tricky with traffic in the Ford GT.
So as we have a little bit of downtime here, as our audience begins to grow, I hope, as I don't have that on my other monitor. Wow, Randy. Anyway, you can join the conversation. I don't know. Join the conversation at facebook.com/automotivesportsnetwork, twitter.com/ASNTV_USA, hashtag ASNTVUSA on both Facebook and Twitter. Join our site, asntvUSA.tk. And if we have time during the race here, we will answer any questions in the stream chat. As we're on track here. We're on track here as we have 210.
Well, you're on track, Josh. But
I'm
our
on
director
track.
isn't on track.
Yes.
Our European friend.
We get
Sam
the
Taylor.
infrastructure, and yes, Sam Taylor. Give him a warm welcome. He's allowing us to bring this live to you instead of delayed by 12 hours.
It's so nice to have one of you British people visiting from the visiting our colonies.
Our colonies? Are you stuck in the old days?
You know what? How about you just don't criticize me? How about we just go with that, Josh?
Wow, what if I want to criticize you?
Oh, this is gonna be a fun race. This is gonna be a really fun race. And I'm just looking at GT2.
Of course you'd be looking at GT2.
I'm just saying
all you care about is GT2.
I'm just saying we have Kimo Subinin racing this week. And he's Finnish. He's one of the Glacier TV guys, and he's fast as all time.
So there's a good-sized field for the first time in a couple weeks, as Marco Sidiacano.
But to beat out Kimo.
Marco Sidiacano's got this race won. I'm just saying it now.
I'm not so sure.
Really?
Because I've driven against Rada Kroinen before, and Rada Kroinen is a friggin' boss in the HPD.
As William Levike has 7/10 over Peter Ridley, and let's see. I don't know. Your teammate is on pole in GT2, but you're gonna be
John
biased.
Hall, shout out. Of course, I'm gonna be biased.
New World SimSport driver on pole. That team is awful. MRT is much better.
By half a second.
MRT is much better.
Yeah, the team is so awful. We've won every Wednesday race since we got the team together.
There's like two
We've
Fords
won every Wednesday
race.
race.
There's like two Fords every race.
There's like 5 or 6.
Okay.
And Watkins, me and Matt Orr went 1 and 2. And Zolder, I can't remember what happened to Zolder. And then at Road Atlanta, we went 1, 2, 3. And then this past Wednesday, me and John Hall were racing for the win, but John screwed himself up. I'm not exactly sure what happened there.
I don't really like turn 10 at this place. It's a full throttle corner in the HPD, and
I want to turn 10 in the HPD.
You full throttle, and I clipped the curb and killed the wall. They have to have the press box in the middle of the track. Kind of annoying. Looks like Paul Ilbrink's teammate, Roderick Kreenan, looks like he's his teammate, because they have the same paint scheme.
They're both radicals, yes.
So Stockman's spins in the hairpin as we are looking through the cars here. As warm-up coming to a close.
Getting ready to grid up.
And we're getting ready to grid. So 24 cars. 24 cars here at Sonoma for an hour and 5 minutes. As warm-up, most of the field didn't run. We have 1 HPD, 3 Corvettes, and let me count 7 Fords that ran a lap. In warm-up. We have 24 cars here, and most of the HPD field are in the back, or lower numbers, so that could end in disaster.
Yeah, I could make an HPD joke here, but I'm just gonna pass on that.
You can go ahead and make the HPD joke. It's okay, Randy.
No, it's too bad. I don't want to piss off all the talentless drivers that drive the HPD. So, anyways,
as we roll off here at Sonoma, let's go through the starting grid.
There's actually a decent number of Corvettes.
On pole in the LMP class, Marco Sidiacano at a 117.714. Alongside him on the front row is Roderick Kroonen at a 118.054. Row 2, Dale Groth at a 1:19.552, and Sam Dignan at a 1:19.825. Row number 3, we have Alan Dolph at a 1:23.411, and Robin Reisen has not run a lap time, so that's the HPD field. GT1 pole in row 4, William Levike at a 1:25.130. I'm kind of concerned because Dolph ran a lap 2 seconds faster than the Corvette. Okay, Peter Ridley in 8th. Row 5, Marcel Musa and Thorsten Kuipers. And row number 6 is Darren Jump and Andre Brathwaite. And Darren ran a lap a second faster than the Fords, but Darren is a fast driver. He's probably lollygagging around the track to run a lap. On pole in GT2, John Hall with Kimmo Suminen on his outside. That's row 7. Row 8, David Garcia, Nick Thyssen. Row number 9, Jose Estrada and E.F. Vangersnedden. I just probably butchered that, I'm sorry. Row 10, Sergio Garcia and Stephen Backus. Row 11, Mohammed Patel and Mick O'Hellen. And row 12, Wim Stockmans and Don English. So that is your field here at Sonoma.
This Ford GT race is going to be insane.
It was insane at Brands Hatch.
No, it's going to be even better. Because we got John is really fast. We got Kimmo, he's on Glacier Racing. We got David Garcia, who's a Black Rebel. You got Nick Thyssen. You got Jose Estrada, who's a Black Rebel. You got Lef Vanderlinde, who's on Art Racing. You got Muhammad Patel, who's I can't remember what team he's on, but he's fast. Then you got another Black Rebel in the back of the pack, and then Wim Stockman. This race is going to be awesome for the Fords.
Safety cars off for Sidia Kano. Leads him around the hairpin to start round number 8 of the iRacing.com Prototype and GT Challenge. He's on the gas, and we are green at Sonoma
Green.
for the prototypes. Sidia Kano flashes by start-finish, and they are single file. Going back to GT2 with William Levike. He's single file out of the hairpin as he will lead them, and back to GT2. It looks like John Hall is starting. He had a clean start. I thought he was
They're
side
going
by
2 by
side
2 right now.
with Garcia.
They were.
Garcia on the outside of Thyssen, and they are now single file. Well, it was not Thyssen, it was Suminen, excuse me.
We got a Corvette in the dirt off her too.
Corvette in the dirt. Let's try and find him. It was Kuipers.
Excuse me.
You need a cough drop, Randy.
Hey, so what?
So, Sidia Kano is pulling away at the front of the field already, as expected. He is one of the faster drivers. I'm surprised Paul isn't in this race, because typically he's in the Sunday races.
Polar GT is going on right now.
I completely forgot about that. Yes, we're competing against Polar GT.
Proto GT, we're number 1. We're number 1. No.
So to end lap number 1, Marco Sidia Kano is your leader, and Roderick Croonan is in second. Third is Dale Groth. No, Groth got passed by Dignan for the third spot. Alan Dolph is in 5th, and Robin Reisen is in 6th. GT1 leader, William Levike. And in 2nd is Peter Ridley. 3rd is Marcel Musa. So that is your podium so far in GT1 after 1 lap. In GT2, you were saying it was going to be a good race, and John Hall nearly loses it off the hairpin.
Yeah, that hairpin exit is really slippery. I know he was having problems with that earlier in the week. I assume he's got more into the car in terms of coming off these corners, but still, it's always going to be sketchy.
As Suminen is there,
Yeah, he's putting on a lot of pressure.
we're going to go inside the car, the roll bar camera of Kimmo Suminen. As you hear the Ford GT roaring as he's trying to catch John Hall for the GT2 lead. Going into turn number 6, John dives it in really, really late, and it looks like Kimmo did the opposite. He's going to drive it out of the corner to try and get a run down to turn 7. That's one of the better overtaking opportunities on this track. Well, I wouldn't know from a Ford's perspective.
You can pass here, you can pass in the hairpin, and you can pass going into the carousel. You can't do it there. Everywhere else is kind of sketchy, or you don't have enough of a run to get side by side. You can also do it in the right-hand key, just before the hairpin as well. But that can be kind of setting that up can be really scary, but it's doable.
And back to the main cameras here, as John Hall still leads in GT2, but Suminen is right there and he's waiting to pounce, and Garcia is right there as well. This Ford GT field is quite compacted.
Yeah, there's a lot of fast guys in the field.
I know you want to be out there right now, but I'm sorry, you can't. You have to sit
also
next to
be
me.
looking towards the back of the pack as well, because we should see the likes of Muhammad Patel, who weren't working his way through the field. Muhammad's a really fast
him and Stockmans are both equally fast.
Yeah, both of them. Shouldn't have any problem getting through this field and up towards the front. Whether or not they can catch the front runners remains to be seen, but they should be able to get through the mid-pack.
We're going to move forward to GT1. William Levike is pulling away from Peter Ridley at the line last time. Let me pull up my timing and scoring. It was about 5 seconds they had over Peter Ridley. Remember, these two have pretty much had a good battle for the other two races that we covered. I know we covered Motegi, and William Levike was taken out in turn 1. And I think Peter Ridley got on the overall podium at Brands Hatch. And then they had a good battle at Sebring.
Yeah, Levike is really, really fast in this Corvette. He's always, I think every single race he's done, he's been up in the top battle for the win. I know he battled with, I think he was Dupointigen at Sebring. Or no, that was at Brands Hatch. I can't remember who he fought with at Sebring. Might have ran away with it. Like he's kind of doing right here, right now.
We're going to go back to GT2 with Stephen Backus and Sergio Garcia having a nice battle, as these cars are, I believe, it's about mid-pack in the Fords. I thought it was for the podium, but it's not. It's about for 6th in GT2. Really close together here. It looks like Backus, judging by the lap times, he might be holding up Garcia.
Maybe. They were about the same last time round, but it's tough to say.
Wim Stockmans was 0.6 of a second quicker than Garcia, 7 faster than Backus. So he is on the move! Going wide, Garcia. Looks like he missed the apex, but he's okay. Is that a Corvette that they're yeah, it is. Kuiper is making his way up through the field here, and Acedia Cano has caught the GT2 field. So we didn't even have to go up to prototypes, we go back to prototypes.
Actually, the prototypes came to us, okay? That's what happened there.
Yes. As through the S's, it's a really tricky place to try and pass unless you're right here on your way to turn 10. You don't want to try a pass in turn 10 because that's just suicide. But the run to turn 11 is a good thing as Acedia Cano passes all these other cars. Through the hairpin.
Getting by without any drama.
As these GT2 cars...
You got Roderick Croynan just on it.
Yeah, Croynan is just right there waiting to pounce. Oh, that could have been
This is probably the sketchiest place to pass over right here.
Going into turns 1 and 2, yeah, it's a really tricky place because the HPDs are on ice effectively, the Fords are on ice effectively, just all 3 classes actually. Yeah, it's just you have no grip going up there. You can't get to the throttle because you'll spin in turn 1 at least. I've had that happen to me before, last season.
And where is Roderick Croynan? Did I lose him?
Croynan is
coming
off
lost
of corner
him.
number 5.
That's my fault. My fault. I thought I was following City of Connor for some reason. Because that's what happens when you're an idiot.
Robin Reisen is running 1:24.6. He is barely faster than the Corvettes in car number 24. I could say something, but I don't think I will. About people that hop, well, I'm going to say it. People that hop in the HPD without any practice, and this isn't a very good idea. Car off in turn 5. It's English. I noticed something on the radio. Don was talking. I couldn't hear it because I have it switched off. But Don
He
English
just said,
had
thank you.
spun.
It didn't sound very sarcastic. Yeah, he self-spun.
Spun it in
Self-spun
turn
through
number
the,
5.
oh, no, he didn't self-spin. He just ran wide, ran hot into the corner, and then he got on the dirt, and the car just stopped turning, and he basically drove. Oh, no, he kept it off the wall. No, he didn't. I lied. He drove to the wall and then almost kept it off the wall, and then he turned the car around and hit the back side of one of the other walls.
Okay.
So that's unfortunate. As William Levite continues to run away with it in GT1, he's in the hairpin, and Peter Ridley is just now exiting that. So he's already got a substantial lead in 5 laps, 6 laps.
As the HPDs pick their way through the Fords and the Corvettes, it's the inexperience level in most of the HPD drivers that the Corvettes and Ford GTs don't like. As especially, for example, well, Dignan didn't try it, but I thought he was going to try it in, I believe that's turn number 8. That's our favorite corner number.
He did, young grasshopper.
As I will get a track map in front of my face so I know what I'm talking about, partially. I don't really understand why they call corners with an A. If it's an apex, it's a corner, in my eyes. But, you know, America.
Yeah, I never understood that either. Canes I can kind of understand, but that's about it. That's like on the NASCAR circuit, they go to that right-hander, and it goes from turn 5, and then it goes from like 5A to like 7A on the track map.
It goes.
It's weird.
It's 1, 2, 3, 3A, 4A, 7.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Criticizing American numbering. We do that a lot.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do.
As we're gonna find Marco Acidiacano, who is now passing Darren Jump on lap number 8 here.
And Don English in the pit lane, probably getting repaired when he hit that wall a lap or 2 ago. I think he should be in such a way that he should be able to get enough fuel to go the rest of the way, so this may not hurt him too bad, but obviously you never want to be in the pits too early. As City Econo having a little bit of trouble with that Corvette. Not too much.
Next car for him to lap is Peter Ridley, who is, I believe, second.
Yep, second in class. About a straightaway away at the moment right now.
As it looks like, through the field, it looks like there hasn't been that, many dumb moves. People know when to pass the slower cars, because we've seen it several racetracks in the past couple of weeks. We have some HPD drivers that have no clue what they're doing. They plow into GT cars and then complaining all around.
Someone said something about the carousel. Oh, he's gonna win. Okay, never mind. Oh, who's that spinning? Thorsten Kuiper's spinning again through the carousel. Here's that car that we saw off on lap 1.
Like he just overcooked it and lost it in the Corvette.
Yep, easy to do.
Very easy to do. Even
Very
in the
easy
HPD.
to do. My John Hall actually did that to me on our Wednesday race, right in front of me. I was right on his bumper, and he just spun.
You're just like, oh, that's great, thank you.
Yeah, neither of us really had any damage. Like
52 and a half minutes left to go, and obviously, as normal, in the Prototype and GT Challenge, they have to have a pit stop, at least one pit stop, and it looks like the 21 of English is the only car on the second part of pit road. Completely irrelevant and random, but yes, he's the only car on the second part of pit lane. Everyone else is on the front part.
Yeah, kind of weird.
That's a lot better than
If I
him.
if I were Don English, I would just exit the pits at that little access road that goes straight to the start finish line.
Well, that'd be a good idea, but I don't think the stewards would take too kindly to that.
That's okay. It's okay.
Well, he's sitting in the pit lane anyway.
Because sometimes you just gotta hashtag YOLO.
As it's better than him being the only car on Gilligan's Island, if you remember that. About 10. HPD. As cameras are failing me. Gonna take a look at what just happened. It was Alan Dolph. Turn 1. He got on the gas and he looped it in out of turn 2 and had a nice drive through the dead grass. Believe it or not, there's actually green grass for most of the year here at Sonoma. But summer comes around and the grass says, I quit, and dies. As we're going to move forward to Dolph here, he just tried to pass these two Fords going into turn number 10, and he's going to make it 3 wide. That could have ended in tears.
They're still good. They're still good. As just got to watch out for Muhammad's got to watch out for that tire barrier, but he's all right.
Those tire barriers are very painful.
Yep.
You see the press box. We're not in there. We're in the other building, but that press box.
Never mind.
The press box for the drag strip, I hate that. It's right in the middle of the road. They put a wall next to that, and I ran on Wednesday, it was Wednesday. I was running...
What, an NHRA event? Down the drag strip?
Yes, clearly. I was racing and chasing Andy Fuller, and I clipped the curb, and the car just drove right into the tire barrier on the inside, and I was like, that's not a good place for a tire barrier. What's not a good place for a pass is turn 6 with Alan Dolph, but he cleared him anyway, the Ford of Stephen Backus.
Oh, someone left Van Ginchten a little sideways coming onto the S. Not too bad. He ended up saving it, didn't loop it.
As Marco getting through the Ford traffic again, coming out of turn 7.
Oh, hold on. Van left just pulled off the track. I don't know what happened.
We're going to go to the lead because this Ford GT traffic, as Croynan has caught a City Econo because of the Fords. So they're going to go down into the hairpin on lap number 12. A City Econo breaks really, really late. Croynan's there. Will there be a battle for the lead amongst the GT2 cars?
That's not for the lead.
Or the P2 cars, rather. Wow.
That's for the lead.
Yes. As Ford of Backus is off the that could have ended in tears. Car number 12 or 17. Wow, third time's a charm. So up both types. A City Econo and Croynan. Croynan ran a lap a second faster than a City Econo last lap. So City Econo might be feeling the pressure, getting by all these lap cars.
Yeah, for sure. Driving through traffic like that is obviously pretty hair-raising and pretty sketchy, and it's a good way to get the heart pumping. And then when you add in the fact that you got someone racing you for the lead all at the same time right behind you, good way to get nervous and possibly make little mistakes. But I think these guys are a little bit better. I doubt that they'll be having those problems. They're not me.
As I forgot to mention in the opening, this broadcast is brought to you by D Designs, as we have a little bit of downtime, but downtime while they're battling for the lead. This broadcast is brought to you by D Designs.
Never mind.
If you have any inquiries about iRacing designs or other motorsport designs, contact Patricio Esteban on the iRacing forums, or go to facebook.com/ddesigns. Thank you for your support. As Alan Dolph pulling over for a City Econo, and Croynan going up the hill through turn 3 and 3A and down to 4. I'm slowly getting the knack of the numbering here at Sonoma. This is a really, really awesome circuit, in my opinion.
Yeah, it'll be fun. As, Cronin just barely slipping through the Black Rebels driver there.
That could have ended in tears. The City of Kano on the inside. He's looking.
Cronin's gonna make
They're
a
side
move.
by side going into turn 7. Will there
Cronin's
be a lead
got
change?
Cronin's
He's
gonna
got
get
it.
him.
Cronin got it. Lap
Fantastic
14.
move by Roderick there.
Great pass. Lead change. Roderick Cronin, P1 in the LMP class.
Now I'll have to see though, can the City of Kano get a run through the S? As Cronin is going to be held up a bit by this Ford GT, I think. Oh, no, never mind.
Garcia got out of the way. City of Kano looks. He's drawn.
There's
Lock up with the brakes.
I think there's a little bit of contact there. City of Kano almost ended up in the tires.
Oh, he's sliding.
Oh,
he's pushing really hard.
That was really close.
I noticed in the hairpin he was going, Cronin left him a car width, and he was following the old Senna code. If you no longer go for a gap that exists, you're no longer a racing driver. He went for the gap, locked up the brakes, and that ended his lead aspirations. But they're going to be back again as another Ford. Suminen.
Timo Suminen and then John Hall just ahead.
As I know.
City of Kano is still a little squirrely.
Did he kill the rear tires?
Probably. But that's okay.
As
he just got to cruise for a few laps and they'll come back in a bit.
As Cronin blocking, well, he's not really blocking, he's defending his line. The City of Kano looks to the outside. Can he get it done? He's going to do the undercut through turn 7. They're going to shoot down the S's here. As he couldn't get the undercut. Fantastic racing in the LMP class for the lead.
Yeah, I think this is some of the best racing in the LMP2 cars we've seen all season. At least that we've been right. As the City of Kano goes off, but doesn't lose too much.
He looks. He wasn't close enough.
He was deep on the brakes there. If he can get a little closer, he can get Cronin his brakes. I mean, it was half a second last time with the gap, and now the next lap is 2/10. He took half a second out of Roderick. The City of Kano is definitely faster. But as they say, catching up is one thing, getting by is quite another.
As into turn 5, the City of Kano is pushing really hard. Cronin might be saving his stuff. Or he might be on a different fuel setting. I know in the HPD you can change your fuel map. Maybe he's going to take less fuel near the end.
Possibly. I mean, obviously, if he can save any fuel and he can spend, like, even just a couple seconds, if he can spend that much time less on pit road, that's basically free time that he's just earned. Because it's not always easy to drive away from someone, even if you're on the higher setting. If they're remotely close to you, in terms of pace, they obviously with the toe a little bit, it's a little bit easier for them to stay fairly close to you.
As this you really don't have any time to relax on this track, as I've noticed. The short,
yeah, there's
really
some straights, but
they're short.
On those straights, you're almost always turning anyways.
Especially, let's look at the track map. From 11 to turn 1, there's a straight, but it's split into 3 by the turns. There's the little straight between 3 and 4, which they're going through now. And really, you're counter-steering off of 3A to get into 4. There's no rest there. And then they're going through turn 5, which, why is that even called a corner on the track map? I don't even know. Turn 6 is one of my favorite corners on this track. And then it'll spit you out onto the drag strip for a moment. And you're only straight for about half a second until you have to turn for the approach to turn 7. And then it's the S's and the little straightaway between 10 and 11, so there's really no place to rest.
Yeah. That's okay. Rest is for the weak.
Yes.
These S's look so much fun in the HPD. As Roderick is increasing his gap a little bit. Let's see what's going on with some of these other classes? Oh, we got Robin Rising in the pits. Exiting the pits right now. Not sure what happened there. Let's see. The power of rewind.
As car number 24 in the Le Mans prototype class. Looks like he's
just
slowing.
Well, he was a bit off pace always. Yeah, he pit.
Looking at his laps.
Oh, there was an issue in the hairpin on lap 14 with David Garcia.
And Robin Eisen on lap 14?
Yeah, going in the hairpin. I mean, I don't think he locked up, but he just stopped literally right in the middle of the corner, right in front of David Garcia.
Going around? Oh, he just, wow.
I mean, that is 100% Robin's fault. I mean, I don't think he locked up. I think
he just stopped on the apex.
Yeah.
The leaders have caught Brathwaite, Jump, and Mercer on the outside. That's not going to be good. Oh, my. Turn 10, you don't want to try and pass slower cars. Of course, unless you're battling for the lead, then it's perfectly fine. Excuse me there. I need to learn how to talk. As a City Econo,
he's
driving his hard.
He got to the point where he had to turn in, and he just jabbed up the front. He didn't lock up any time before that. He locked up right when he turned in. For whatever reason. I think he just, I don't know, that's terrible driving. I'm just gonna be frank about that. That's absolutely horrible.
You're just gonna say it.
I'm just gonna say it.
That was terrible.
I mean, David
City Econo having fun getting through the Corvettes.
David was running third in class too, so that's really.
Did David have to pit? I don't know.
I don't think so. He should have been okay. Yeah, he's still on track.
That goes back to my point of having inexperienced drivers drive the prototypes.
Well, any of these cars, inexperienced drivers can't really drive, but I mean, even like the point of the Cadillac, the low-end series shouldn't be driving these cars. They're just way too fast.
Don English has retired, if Wengerschnitten has retired, and Robin Reisen has retired, but we still have 21 cars on the track at the moment as I pull up my own timing and scoring box that actually works for once.
Hooray!
As City Econo looks on Croynin, he couldn't get it done.
Yeah, I think he saw this batch, and
he is going to his
that's a lot of cars.
A City Econo is driving his heart out to try and get it as they pass the Fords. As two Fords blocking the track. Oh no! This could be interesting. Oh, contact with Croynin. He's through the middle. He made contact with Helen as they're side by side with Patel. Or no, that's
Mohammed Patel and Michael Helen.
That was Patel he made contact with. Patel's around. So, oh wow, this race has gone from decent to garbage for Mohammed Patel in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, that was a questionable move by Croynin, but
I could
I'm actually, I'm really not too sure about that one.
Well, I've been in that position. You're leading in prototypes, and you've got the second place right under your rear wing, and you turn immediately impatient. There's no patience when you're trying to get by slower cars.
I like to point out the nudge on Patel wasn't that good. There was about 5 or 6 inches between the cars there, so not entirely his fault in that regard. But that's actually fantastic, opportunistic driving, squeezed by there. Because the City Econo got held up all the way through the next turn.
And look at the gap.
Yeah.
The gap is now 2.2.
That's why he did that. So.
Meanwhile,
still questionable. Still definitely questionable. But
these guys have a minute on Sam Dignan, who is third in the prototypes, and Dale Groth is off the lead lap, and Alan Dolph is floundering around in 5th.
Floundering around.
Floundering around, yes.
Happens.
A statement David Hobbs would say.
Yep, as Kuiper's in the pits, and apparently Kuiper was in an accident. I'll try to figure out what happened.
Well, he had that spin.
No, he had another accident. He's got a whole bunch of damage. Turn turn 1, he just lost the car, it looks like. Yeah, he turned in for turn 2, got loose, got on the dirt, and he just basically drove or spun into the wall.
As
And then
Dignan
GT2
is in turn 1, the 2 leading prototypes are in the hairpin.
Yep. And then GT2 John Hall is gets chemo by a pretty decent margin, by about a second and a half or so. Their lap times are almost identical. Let's see what other battles we have going on the track. GT2, we got Nick Piston fighting against Jose Estrada. I don't know how to say it.
I pronounce it as Jose.
Well, and maybe. Yeah, but X is like xylophone.
Yes, but it's Spanish. It's Spanish. They have a different dialect.
Okay, well in that case it's Eque, so is Jose the most interesting man in the world?
I don't know.
Never mind.
As we're being close to halfway through already.
GT2 as well, Wim and Sergio Garcia. Bumper to bumper coming in the hairpin right now. I think that might be it. I think all our battles are basically the lead for LMP2 and then the 2 battles in GT2. Everything else seems
Chemo
pretty...
is going to get passed by Kroinen. Kroinen has pulled away from City Icona.
Yeah, he's put out about a 3.5 second gap. Being able to, the fact he was able to squeeze through those 2 cars going into turn 1 was fantastic opportunistic driving, as he's getting held up by John Hall a little bit. But John is doing what he's supposed to do. He's running his line. He's not checking up in the middle of the S's randomly or anything like that.
As Backus has been in the pit lane, I don't know if we covered that. Kuipers is still in the pit lane, but Backus has a bunch of damage on his number 17 play seat car.
What happened?
I'm going to take a look here. Going into turn 1, he was fine.
Been in the pits for a while, actually. I'm not sure why.
Oh, I think we might get the answer.
Oh! Lap 17 through the hairpin.
He turns in.
No, it wasn't his fault. The 2 Corvettes in front of him, Marcel Mursa and Darren Jump, got into each other.
Wow! And then slam into the tires.
Yep.
We didn't even notice that. Wow.
Yeah, that wasn't, there was nothing he could do there. He was, I don't want to say he was a passenger, because he wasn't out of control. It was either slam into the Corvette or slam into the wall. Just a victim of circumstance, really. Which can be frustrating.
As we're going to look at Marcel Mursa and Alan Dolph for the Corvette and the HPD, as Dolph is P5 and he's trying to get by Darren Jump and Mohammed Patel, so it looks like Patel's still going, so that's good.
Yep. I don't think there's really any hard contact there. It's a very light bump, and then when he spun the second time, he just got loose.
Let's go through the field here so far on lap number 22 with about half race distance left to go. We're going to go find the leader, Roderick Croynan, in the LMP class. In the second spot, Marco Acidiacano, who is eating the gap away. In third is Sam Dignan in car number 20, as he's about a minute behind the two leaders. Fourth place, Dale Groth, who is a lap down, and he is heading towards turn number 5, getting past, I believe that's Mohammed Patel. No, that's
Kimo Sumanen.
That's Kimo.
He just told Kimo he'd wait until after the carousel.
Alan Dolph is P5 in prototypes going into turn number 4. Leading in GT1 is William Levike, and he's got about a 30-second lead over Andre Brathwaite in car number 13.
Oh, he's got more than that.
Timing and score. Well, oh, he's got a minute.
William Levike is crossing the start-finish line. Andre is on the straightaway, just entering the straightaway to the carousel.
I misread my timing and scoring. I thought the gap was 37 to Brathwaite. It's actually 62. Then Darren Jump is 7 seconds behind him, and Marcel Mercer. This might be an interesting battle for third in GT1, actually. So they are battling for the podium, as there's only 4 Corvettes left, as Kuipers and Ridley are in pit lane.
What? I think Ridley's on a scheduled pit stop. I don't think anything happened to Ridley.
So Ridley in the pit lane from 5th in GT2, or GT1, excuse me.
I think he was running second at the time.
Leading in GT2, we're going to move backwards is John Hall, and move forwards up the track, rather. Leading in GT2 is John Hall, and Kimo Sumanen is 2.2 seconds behind Hall.
Oh, actually I lied. There was some drama with Ridley. His front end is damaged. I'll try to find it. Oh, apparently this happened earlier in the race. We just missed it.
Third place in GT2, the Black Rebels, Ford, David Garcia. Fourth place is Nick Tisson. Fifth place is Jose Estrada, who is having a nice battle with Nick Tisson. So this will be one to watch. Car off in the carousel. It is Backus in the car number 17, so I think there might be more suspension damage than anticipated, as he went straight off in the carousel, and it looks like he parked the car.
Oh yeah, so this is what happened to Ridley. City O'Connor tried to pass him in the, oh no, never mind, City O'Connor was just there, he didn't have anything to do with it. Peter Ridley just overtook the entrance to the carousel, got a tire in the dirt, and it stopped spinning, or stopped turning, and he just basically understeered into the wall, the tire wall, and T-boned it. The City O'Connor was behind him, but he didn't have anything to do with it at all. Other than maybe Peter Ridley was eyeballing a City O'Connor in the mirror and just missed his braking and turning point.
As back to prototypes, as I was looking through the field, Croynan and Acidiacano is getting close, and Croynan's going to be held up by the Ford of Garcia. Out of turn 8, down to turn 9 and turn 10. This could get interesting.
Yeah, Croynan's got a good run out of that right-hand kink.
As we're on board with Acidiacano in car number 6. Croynan ran it wide. As this camera's right next to the driver's head, and you can see everything they see practically. Completing lap number 27 here at Sonoma, excuse me, not Infinity. The name changed. I wasn't paying attention.
I'm just gonna be an OG and say Hughes Sports. Oh,
as he's right there. He's right there.
Contact.
28 minutes left to go. And in turn 5, he's going to get held up maybe by the Corvette of Jump. As the City O'Connor is there. Back to the normal cameras on the outside. He dives it in really wide. Can he get it? No, he's going to do the undercut.
No, Croynan checked up early.
He's going to try it again.
I think City O'Connor drove in a little too deep.
He drove it in way too deep. Probably locked him up.
Yeah, initially I thought Croynan was giving it to him, but no, City O'Connor just drove in a little deep there.
City O'Connor is going to dive it into the hairpin. I guarantee you that. He's going to look to the inside. There it goes, but he can't. He's too far back.
Yeah, he's too far back at that point.
Way too far back.
Not even the aliens couldn't beat that move. Although that guy on the forums in the Cadillac could.
I didn't see that, but I want to give a shout out to our director Sam Taylor, who is doing a fantastic job. I'm just gonna say that.
Well, of course he's.
As
We're basically broadcasting Minecraft at the moment. Sam, can they hear you, or do they have no idea what I just referenced?
we're having a conversation to our director on a live broadcast. You know, this is
Happens
how
all
we
the
roll.
time.
This is how we roll. We don't have commercial breaks. So we have to have a chat
Yeah,
with our director
yeah.
mid-race.
We don't have commercial breaks. We just have tea time with our British director.
That's way past tea time. I'm looking on my other monitor here, the stream is looking good. So you won't have to worry, Sam. It's looking good. The only bad thing is the watermark is obnoxiously large, but we can fix that for next week.
And it's nice and pixelated. As I don't know, I don't have it open. But Jose Estrada is in the pit lane. Now, this is a really fun pit lane to enter. Because the speed limiter is really, really, really late, and you basically get to drive really, really fast between two concrete walls. It is awesome. It is awesome. And then you have the jab on the brake, and then it is just fun.
I was watching, I was here at the track. I was watching William LeMike practice for the iRacing NASCAR series in the Gen 6 cars, and he was turning it into the NASCAR drifting series. He drifted through the two concrete walls, and I was shocked. I didn't know someone could do that without crashing.
Yes, but never mind. Never mind. We're just gonna go back to commentating.
Okay.
Tea time is over.
I'm pretty sure it's some joke.
Tea
time is over. David Garcia, poorly in the Ford, right in front of the leaders. Turn about a car length into turn number 8 here.
He's probably really apprehensive about the HPDs after that issue in the hairpin, where another one where HPD decided like, hey,
I can't believe he just stopped on the
hey, you see this racing line here? I'm just gonna like
Arcidia Connell looks to the inside. Brakes really
back.
late, too far back.
The city, I mean, I think Robin there was basically like a cat. It was kind of a if I pit, I pit. That's right. I'm making internet references on the broadcast. YOLO swag.
And this just in, Randy Chineth is going to be shot in the face by Sam Taylor.
No, I'm not. They don't have guns in England.
You're going to walk out of the commentary box and there's going to be a gun in your face. I'm sorry, I can't.
I'm gonna be like, whoa, Mom, what are you doing here? No, anyways.
As they're going to pass Mikael Helen as he's flashing his lights saying, pass me, please. Well, not please, just pass me, don't crash me.
Can't buy me! Don't touch me! Yep. And Mikael is running last in class right now. Although he was involved with Mohammed Patel when they got
with that.
Actually Mikael, I think, on hit.
Dale Groff has retired.
Oh! Arcidia Connell in the wall out of the hairpin. He didn't hit it hard.
Let's check and see if there's any damage. There isn't really any visible damage to his car. Well, yes, there is. He hit the right side damage, but I don't think that was from that wreck because the tire barrier is on the left side.
His left rear.
As he looks to the inside, going into turn 4, excuse me.
His left rear and his wing is a little crumpled, but it's not bad.
As he's going to look to the inside. Why are you? I can't be mean, but I don't know why you would try and pass someone in the carousel. That's suicide.
You can do it. You definitely can do it.
He's going to try turn 7. He's trying to put pressure on Croynin. Croynin runs it. No, he's running a little bit wider racing line. As down the S's here, into turn number 10. You have to get this corner right. There's only one line, and it's a really, really tight racing line. He looks to the inside.
Yeah. Arsenio Cano is doing a really, really good job of harassing Croydon.
Gliding out
right
of
now.
turn 10, or turn 11, gets so close to the wall.
Yeah. But if you watch,
perfect driving.
If you watch Arsenio Cano, almost every like decent passing place on the track, he's not really going for a pass, but he's pulling out a line and making Croydon look.
He's making Croydon look, and he's effectively saying, "I'm ready to pass."
Yeah.
As
And,
he's drifting that car.
Yep, as we're inside 20 minutes to go now. Or no, we're not. Because the lap time also includes the pace lap, so I don't know how much time's left. 21:15 according to Mr. Director.
You know, it's very unprofessional to mention that your director's talking to you in your ear. But we do it anyway, because we're ASN and we do things differently.
And it's also very unprofessional to start every race with a boogity boogity boogity, but no one said anything to him now, do they?
Yeah, and nobody... Yeah, we could turn this into a Darrell Welch of Sucks debate. I'd be all up for that.
I just did.
As 20 and a half minutes left to go, and see, when I have people here, it goes quickly. Watkins Glen was a disaster. I didn't get 15 minutes in, and I thought it was already over.
Well, it was already over, because that's when your computer died.
Actually, my computer didn't die. Actually, I just quit. But I made it seem like my computer died.
I made it seem like
I get a text message from Victor Valley that says, "Stay professional," and it has the V word. Thank you, Victor.
What's Victor's phone number? I'll text it.
I will send it to you.
No, just say it over the stream.
That's not very nice.
Alright, so let's see what's going on. John Hall, okay. John Hall is doing a fantastic job against Chemo.
I'm biased.
No, I'm being dead serious. Okay, I'll be honest, there's a reason I asked John to be on the team. It was because he was good.
Because he's fast.
Yeah, it's because he's fast and because he's good. But Chemo is known for being quick, and he's known for being patient, and he's known for not making mistakes. Like in the finish club.
He loops it in the carousel. You jinxed him.
Commentator's curse. That's
wow.
That's my first case of commentator's curse. But it's okay. He didn't lose much time with that.
He has never made a mistake. Self spins. He did a nice job of saving that car.
He did a complete 360. He won up to like that Ferrari that decided to jump at Le Mans yesterday.
The Ferrari thought it was rallycross. Okay. He's like, yeah. I'm bored. I'm gonna do some rallycross, and he jumped. I was like, how?
But no, in the finish club, they actually used Chemo because of the way he races and how good he is, and generally how patient and how consistent he is. If you're chasing someone and you're just putting pressure, but not really trying to force anything, it's called pulling a Suminen. I believe it's what Yoni explained to me one time. The second race.
Technically, is Marco pulling one of those?
Maybe. Well, no, because Marco's diving deep into all the braking zones.
You can tell that Marco's quicker, but he's not.
A little bit.
He's quicker, but he's not quick in the places that he has to be.
Yeah. He's not substantially quicker. Just like all of those Armco barriers.
He pulls in the pit lane.
Yep.
Here we go. That's a fantastic pit entry.
Yeah, that was good. Like I said, that is so fun to do in any of the cars. Now, I'm not sure what the weight is like in the HPD, but I know in the Formula 1 car, generally the later you pit to a certain extent, the better you are.
Yeah, in the HPD, what you want to do, run your tank dry, and then my calculations for this track at least, you take about 26 pounds of fuel. And then you're perfectly good.
And all the people in Europe say, why are they using British money for fuel?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's money.
So, Video Kano already out of the pit. Heading up into turn 3A.
I'm still furious as to why they're called three. They're put an A on them.
For every track we ever do, whatever the corner we're at, I'm just gonna throw a letter at the end.
Don't do that.
Like
That'll make me cry.
we're gonna be at what's Cronin stayed out another lap. For every lap Cronin stayed out, he's gonna be getting a little bit of an advantage every single time because his car is gonna be lighter. He's essentially on qualifying fuel, where
Nick Tisson
whereas,
on the
City
radio.
O'Connell will be
Are
heavy.
you kidding me? It was something
have
might have
Tisson.
happened.
Learn to drive. FFS.
Oh,
he's really damaged.
on the oh boy, jump! Jump tried to pass in turn 10, plowed him into the wall. And then he tried to drive, the suspension was junk, and he drives it right into the tire barrier. Wow. And I think he was leading, or close, well, he wasn't leading because John was leading in GT2, but he was close to being to the front. He was on the podium, I think.
Yeah, that wasn't really a sketchy move. I mean, some people say turn 10 is scary, but I personally don't think it is. Turn 10 to me is a really quick, easy place to get by without really losing much time. I just think Darren, he just got on the brakes a little bit and the car got loose. Is all that really happened there. I think that was Tisson. Never mind.
It was Garcia, I believe, as we're going to roll it. David Garcia goes into pit lane. Looks like he locked. Well, he didn't hit it. I thought he did. Getting false information, apparently. As Cronin passes Helen. Now we're going to look at the timing and scoring. He's got a 38-second gap on a City Econo. Calculations, although my calculations were awful because I was trying to drive with a stopwatch in my hand. 45 seconds was the delta. Timing and scoring says 38.
Wait, why did you have the stopwatch in your hand?
Calculate how long I took in the pit lane.
No, I know, but why didn't you just set the stopwatch down?
Because I had to stop it as soon as I left pit lane.
Right.
Don't judge me.
You're just upset because you just now realized that gravity was a thing. Yeah, Roderick's still staying out, so...
He's pushing.
Roderick may have been saving fuel this entire time.
Yeah, I brought up the point that City Econo was under his rear wing because he was probably trying to save fuel. The gap is dropping, so if he wants to try and pit, it's not, I mean, he needs 45 seconds, I believe. That's rough. That's a rough estimate.
That depends on how much fuel you take, though, and how much
yeah, now that I think about it. 13.5 minutes left to go here at Sonoma. Been a good race so far, in my opinion. Very action-packed.
Yeah. Some good battles throughout all the classes. I think I just heard someone hit the wall. Hold on.
Next week, we will be in Mosport Canada at the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. So join us here at 12:25 U.S. Central Time. That is pitting. Cronin is pitting as it's 1:25 Eastern, and I don't exactly know GMT. But we will be live in Mosport Canada 6:30 GMT, as I'm told.
Wouldn't that be 18:30?
So 18:30 in 24-hour clock, whichever you prefer. But anyway, that is schedule as we're working out WCR IndyCar or another IndyCar series. We will keep you posted on the Facebook and Twitter for more information.
Cronin's in his box. Let's keep track of City
Cronin's
Econo.
in the pit box. The City Econo through the hairpin. Does he have the delta time? Around the hairpin. Cronin sitting. He's leaving his pit box. He's going to get it.
Cronin's got him. Cronin's got him.
He's got the delta.
By a lot of space.
By a lot. He got the fuel perfectly.
Probably about 10 seconds is the gap, I would guesstimate. No less than that.
2.7.
Don't judge me. Did a City Econo maybe repair his damage? And that might have slowed him down a bit?
As we're looking at the rear wing, it doesn't look like they were able to bang that damage out. HPD is very delicate depending on... Well, it looks like I wasn't even listening to you, sorry. Cronin's got damage too, the exact same damage as the City Econo. A City Econo is pushing like mad!
Yeah, he wants it.
11 minutes to go here at Sonoma. He got held up by Helen in the Ford. Mersa is the next car. He's pitting. So for Cronin.
Yeah, City Econo lost a pretty good chunk of time there getting held up by that Ford GT.
He is throwing that car into the hairpin. I have never seen anyone throw the HPD into the hairpin like that.
Well, you have now.
Yes, I have now, but before that, I haven't.
You just got it. Let's see if there's any other good battles going on. Like everyone's kind of spread out. This in the pit lane.
Oh! Our City Econo, he's okay though, but he clobbered the turn 4, or whatever, what corner is that? But let me get my map. I lost my track map. Okay, hold on. It was 3A, yes. He clobbered the curb and went flying, but he saved it. Tried to replicate what the Ferrari did at Le Mans. That was a fantastic race.
It was Le Mans, alright. But, no, there's not really anything else going on other than the City Econo versus Cronin right now, and I think...
This is when we talk about various other forms of racing.
Yeah.
Like we did at, what was it, Sebring with the 500?
No, that was... I don't know if we want to talk about what I talked about it. And anyways, Chemo is in the pit. Chemo's zooming in. John Hall is stayed out. He'll probably pit either this time or next time by.
The Vike is still leading. I think he's got a whole lap on the GT1 field.
Yeah, it's something like that.
He's got it. Levike has it in GT1. I'm just going to say it. Because the Audi had a lap lead for about 14 hours.
Yeah,
so
but that's a 24-hour race, not a 1-hour race.
Well, yeah, but, you know, you can't exactly just...
One lap in a 24-hour race is much.
One lap here is a lot.
Yeah, and you're just slow.
Yes. That's Cronin slicing through. A City Econo slicing through as well. This could get interesting as we know how aggressive a City Econo is in the hairpins. Turn 7
and a City Econo made him a bunch
11.
of time. I don't know what happened to Cronin.
He doesn't want to push the car because if he goes off the track, that wouldn't end very well.
Yeah, but if he doesn't push the car, then he loses.
Gap is closing. It's 0.4 of a second. A City Econo looking. He can't get it done this lap.
Oh,
He's
he is
on
so
the rear
good
wing.
he is so good on the brakes there.
He is... Oh, wow. I couldn't even come up with the word as he was slipping and sliding out of the hairpin. Into turn 1, up the hill to turn 2. This is the lead in the LMP class.
I thought he was going to try it, and I wouldn't
Got on the curb.
I think I would have tried it there.
3 and 3A. This is a really good section for him. Down to the braking zone to turn 4. Ford in the way. That is Garcia. Garcia might stay to the left. Will he stay to the left or go to the right? They're going to clear him on the left.
Oh,
as the City Econo,
never mind. That wasn't as close as I thought it was.
He might have been forced to take a look.
Oh!
As the City Econo sideways! But he saved it!
Not really.
When they're battling for the lead, no, he never gets a word in because I talk a lot. I talk way too much.
Oh, believe me, we know.
You want to take this call for the lead, Randy? Go ahead. Take the call for the lead. I'll shut up for once in my life.
I'll just let the driver's driving speak for itself.
Well, why? What? That doesn't even make any sense. Will Vincent's doing Polar GT.
if Will Vincent is watching, I'll start making pretty questionable jokes.
We're gonna have to get our censor button ready. I know there's gonna be. Never mind. Let's.
So does anyone want to hear about Will Vincent's hair?
So City Econo drifted the car in turn 6. He has probably killed the tires. There's 6 minutes left. Who's your pick for LMP?
Croydon, Levike, John Hall.
Arcidiacano, Levike, and John Hall. Just to spite you. Because Arcidiacano is faster. He is pushing so hard.
But doesn't matter if you're faster if you keep making little mistakes that gives the guy another second, and then you catch him, and then you make. Sam, you're just rooting for Sam Bigman because it's what you're saying. But trust me, I don't think City O'Connell is gonna make it easy. In fact, I know he's not gonna make it easy.
He's so late on the brakes. It's remarkable in the hairpin.
I think Croydon's gonna get it. Croydon's a little bit more pace.
If he can match the pace of Croydon and then add the fact that he is incredible on the brakes in the 2 hairpins, he can get it. That's just my opinion.
He just needs to get he hasn't really gotten a run in the right place to really get by. He's gotten close a couple times, but there's either been traffic or he wasn't close enough. As I believe David Garcia lets him by.
And another...
Which is still probably, he's still probably nervous after someone decided to stop in the lane of traffic at one point. I won't name names, Robin Rising.
As turn 7, he couldn't do anything. Down the S's. Turn 8. I don't think he could crash there, Randy. Turn 9.
I think at this point in the race, I think City O'Connell might actually be waiting. I don't think he wants to.
Turn 11. Looks to the inside. Really letting the brakes. Smoke in front.
What happened there?
It's Andre. Looks like he might have blown the engine.
Yeah, someone blew a motor. He's got to get off the track.
Oh, wow. He waited until the last second for Croydon. Wow. Why is he driving around?
Because, never mind. I'll get protested if I say what I'm about to say.
I'm taking a look here, and it looks like he just blew it up going into the hairpin, and he's expecting for the crew to repair that thing. Get off the track. There's no doubt that they can't repair that car. He broke something. And if
you can't replace a piston in 30 seconds.
I can't. If he can try and limp it around, he has the meatball flag, and they're just going to disqualify him. Racine kind of looks to the inside. Or GT1 stays out of the way. That's Ridley. Croydon. I think he probably said thank you. Yeah. Over the radio. The City Econo waiting. Looking for a correct moment to pounce. 250 left to go.
It'll harass in his mirrors.
My calculations.
Yeah, City O'Connell is definitely better through that hairpin. He not only is better on the brake, he's just better throughout the entire car.
3 to go if my calculations are right. No. 120, 240. As the City Econo looked, I think this is 2 to go, but we'll see here in a lap. As my math is awful. 3-3A. Ford's in the way. This is going to be beneficial to our City Econo's quest for victory. Doimanen got out of the way. Then it's Mercer, Helen, Dolph, Hall. So the HPD.
Cronin's going to be really keen on getting by all these cars through the turn. He does not want to wait for the straightaway. Which he kind of had to do, and the City Econo might have a bit of a run.
City Econo has the run, looking to the outside, but he's going to get blocked by the Ford.
Yeah, there's John Hall, who's the class leader. Cronin did good to be patient there, but now...
This is going to be bad.
Yeah, this is going to be really bad. Well, it may not be bad. We're talking about John Hall.
John's letting him by.
John's going in the path right. And they do. Now the question is, can the City Econo maybe make a move?
Coming to the hairpin, coming to the white flag here at Sonoma. Through the hairpin for the second to last time. It's
Cronin
Roderick Cronin and Marco City Econo battling for the lead. White flag for the LMPs at Sonoma.
The white flag.
My calculations are right. They're going to run out of time when they come to the line. 1 minute left.
To go.
No, it's going to be the white flag because they're out of time. I've watched enough endurance racing to know.
Cronin's getting held up.
Ford got out of the way. They're going to have the HPD of Dolph. Does he know to stay out of the way? Yes, he does. If Victor Valley would stop sending me text messages, I know what I'm doing. Leave me alone. In Kimi Räikkönen style.
Leave me alone. I know what I'm doing.
Coming to turn 7. They're coming to the checkered flag.
Down the
S's for the final time. It's going to be up to our City Econo if he can get a run through the S's and get the pass in the hairpin, because turn 10 is a disaster. City Econo on the rear wing. He's going to dive bomb. I know he will. He looks to the inside. Coming down to the hairpin. He's got him. No, he doesn't. Out of the hairpin. Side by side. He got the run. They're going to be side by side.
Cronin's going to have inside.
Coming out of the final corner. It's going to be Cronin.
Yeah, City
winning at Sonoma. I do believe.
One lap to go. They're still racing.
They ran out of time.
They're still racing. They haven't stopped yet, so.
Well, okay.
The City Econo is going to be really upset because he
City Econo just ruined his race. He blew that.
Before the start finish.
As they ran out of time. They ran out of. I'm not gonna bother with that. Just normally, when they run out of time, then it turns into the last lap. Oh, whoa, drifting, Ford!
Yeah, that was Patel.
Patel thought it was Rallycross. Nice drift.
Yeah, he thought he was in a Ferrari there.
But, apparently, we are now officially on the last lap of the race, as I blew that call because my timing said last lap. But anyway, there's no fancy call to make, as the City Econo was probably confused, like me, that it was the last lap of the race, because he was looking at his timing box.
Well, he would have seen the white flag anyway. We pinned it.
Through the hairpin, checkered flag in the air. Roderick Cronin is your victor in the LMP class here at Sonoma.
Yeah, fantastic drive by
Car
Roderick.
driving through the pit lane, it's jump. That's a good idea. He did what you suggested to one of the Fords earlier.
Oh, go through that little box.
Yeah, he did that. I don't know where the Vike is, but we're going to focus on John Hall in car number 2. John Hall, you're probably going to get on the phone and tell him good job, because he wins
in
GT2.
Emo took a bit of time out of him, though, towards the end of that race. So.
We're going to go to William Levike here. He's got a lap on the GT1 field, but we're going to focus on him for the moment, as he continuing to be a force in the Corvette. As I've looked at his racing record, he runs GT Challenge and the Proto GT Challenge, and he wins almost every race he's in. But if you think about driving the Corvette, you have to face this guy.
Doing a little drift to the hairpin.
He knows he's got it. He's drifting that Corvette. And through the final corner,
he could just sit there for a couple laps if he wanted to.
Levike wins in GT1. So we weren't able to do it when they were racing, but could we get a final thought, Randy?
That was a really good race. Emo and Marco put on a really, really good show. That was fantastic. City Econo. Oh, they're posting in a language I don't understand. So.
As City Econo had an issue with his car for about 3 seconds, apparently. As Levike, he doesn't even care that he wrecks the Corvette. He is having so much fun.
Safety rating, what's that?
As we're going to go through the official results from Sonoma. Your winner, Roderick Croynan, 5 seconds over Marco Acitiacano. Those two are the only cars on the lead lap. Sam Dignan is on the podium in the LMP class.
Yeah, Sam. Sam got his boy on the podium.
Alan Dolph, 3 laps down, finishes 4th. William Levike, over 2 laps over Darren Jump.
Yeah,
finishes
Levike
5th
put on
overall
a clinic.
and wins in GT1. Darren Jump in 6th. Marcel Mersa on the same lap as Jump, but he finishes 3rd in GT1. The top 4 in GT2 are all on the same lap, 6 laps from the leader. John Hall wins, Kimo Sumanen in 2nd, David Garcia 3rd step on the podium. Jose Estrada in 11th overall, Wim Stockmans in 12th. Mohamed Patil in 13th, Sergio Garcia in 14th, Mikael Helen in 15th, Andre Brathwaite, who blew his engine in front of the LMPs, finishes 16th, Peter Ridley 17th, Nick Thyssen 18th, Dale Groth 19th, Thorsten Kuipers, who had a couple of spins and had a bunch of fun, finishes in 20th. Stephen Backus, who was involved in that unfortunate accident on the front straightaway, finishes 21st. Robin Reisen thought it was a genius idea to stop on the apex in the
good old
hairpin.
apex stopper.
Much like Schumacher in 2006 at Monaco, finishes 22nd. If Wengersnedden finishes in 23rd. I'm sorry if I butchered your name.
There, Josh.
I really apologize.
I'm such a jerk.
You're, oh, God. And Don English in 24th. I don't know what happened to him. Or he spun. Yeah, and I think he rolled the transmission back. So
no, he didn't spin. He
just parked?
He got off track at the carousel. And then he missed the wall, and then trying to get back on the track, he drove into the backside of the wall.
Well, so that is your 24-car finishing order from Sonoma. Final thought from Randy. He said it was a great race, but if you want to add to that, go ahead, Randy.
Shout outs to John Hall. Shout out to William Levike. Shout out to City Econo and Croynan. Shout out to Sam Taylor just because he feels unappreciated. Sam, you need to get a kitten so that something will love you.
I want to thank you guys for hanging with us and watching the Prototype and GT Challenge from Sonoma Raceway. For more information, you can go to our Facebook, facebook.com/Automotive Sports Network, twitter.com/ASNTV_USA. You can use the hashtag ASNTVUSA on Facebook and Twitter. And you can go to our website, asntvUSA.tk, for any and all information. Thank you to D Designs for sponsoring our broadcast. And for Randy Chineth, Nick Dawson, Dylan Livingood, Rob Peters, Mark Riggleman, Sam Taylor, Victor Valley, all of our ASN staff, I am Josh Mertz. Have a good day, everyone, and so long.